Welcome back, fellow armchair generals. This is Gamer 1745 here with my continuing playthrough of Hearts of Iron 4 with Black Ice, and of course we're playing as Japan still. This is a fun game. Base is in low supply, so we've got just some of the supply out. Okay, well, hopefully we'll do better. Maybe we should build some infrastructure. Oh, this is the one I want. Yeah, let's do this. As you can see, I've put some air bases and radars up at the top there. I want to get some of those done. Portuguese Empire joins the Axis. How interesting. I'm sure Spain is not. Nope. Okay, oh, we have, yes. Floating Fortress. Nice, but let's look some other. Strategic bombing, air skirmish. That would be nice. You know, this could be into excuse me, really useful, the amphibious armor, so let's go with that. Get that done, and we have air bases or naval production free. Okay, 2. You know, let's put back into production, just because we're going to be facing submarines attacks, whatnot at some point, so we might as well keep producing more and more transports. Okay, Truck Lagoon got expanded. "35 days, 35 days. Yeah, let's go with that. We've lost, so I didn't move on it fast enough or wasn't prepared, partially because Germany didn't declare, or well, no, why I don't think we have because they're not at war yet. I think why we can't declare war on the Netherlands, but the UK, so by October we're going to be going to war with Britain and see how that goes. Okay, now Oh, no. Cancel. Shouldn't have these next to each other. Once we get them out here, we'll get a little more organization going. But I'm a little worried about some of this armor here. Though this light armor is, you know, would be a bit pathetic versus it. What I think I want to do is, because we're building some... Which template are these? These are these light divisions. Okay. Now let's move these guys up to here. I have some other divisions coming here. I want to add some anti-tank guns to a few of these divisions at least. Just target those instead of trying to add them everywhere. Okay, good. Now, these guys, I want to come down here. Be sort of a rapid... No. No, make sure it's a rapid push down the peninsula. These units, I could upgrade them, but just don't know if we have enough of everything. So. Yeah, that's enough. Yeah, that's best. We might try to be able to flank out and around Burma into India while still dealing with those guys there. Yeah, so it's not a few of these. Oh, I'm clicking the wrong spot. And I'm going to move you here, just occupy locally, and you move you further in at least. We have our sort of all-powerful invasion army here for the Philippines, though I don't... Yo, we can improve this here. Okay, we've got Most of the design companies. I don't, you know, small arms research organization, probably small arms research would be the next best thing. But okay, we can't go to total mobilization. So far with limited conscription, we're doing good enough with manpower. Naval theorists, well, we're almost done with most of that. Well, we're gonna leave him there. So, because we do have that, our industrial concerns, so let's go with the Tokyo arsenal. Reduce small arms research time. Once we start researching more small arms. I'm trying to avoid the mistake of putting too much research into the... Yeah, okay, so we've overstacking there. Well, these guys will just go to here. Well, you know, don't know how long or how much we're gonna have to trace supply through there, so this could end up being a long stalemate. I just don't know, quite honestly. Medium artillery carriage design upgrades. Yeah, I know we're behind on all of these, and even behind on these. We're behind on all of these. But to some degree, you know, I don't know how much you know about some of the Japanese military production. Their Arisaka rifle, the Type 99, was actually a fairly complicated, fairly well built rifle. I mean, it complicated to the point that it has anti-aircraft sights as standard on the rifle early on. Now, by the end of the war, they're crude as hell. Any part that didn't need, didn't rub against another part, didn't need to be well polished up, if you will, was left purely rough on it. I've seen many late war examples that the butt stock at the butt plate on the end of the stock was another piece of wood, because the grain of the stock goes along the length of the barrel. Well, that allows it, if you sort of hit the buttstock into something, including the ground or something, to be able to split along those grains. So normally it's metal. Well, they put a piece of wood, obviously, with the grain going the opposite way, which helped cushion it and not keep it done. But they're just really crude, unfinished rifles that Could function. I don't want to say barely function as in almost not, but they were just incredibly crude. And they emitted and emitted and emitted things. They, for all of the sort of silentness that shows up in a lot of movies for the Japanese troops, they had a dust cover over the basic rifle mechanism. And that was noisy and rattled. Though I believe in different times a lot of the Japanese troops did take those off even earlier because they were sort of rattling. Now, a few of you have commented, you know, that maybe I should have a video camera on me or whatever while I'm talking about this. Well, I'll tell you what, I really honestly don't have one. And sometimes, you know, either put a green screen behind them so you just see the player superimposed over the screen, or put a little box down in the corner. I could do that, but if I'm going to do that, I'm going to sort of do it right and do a nice backdrop and good lighting, because you don't need to see me in this what would probably be half lighting, or I see everything just fine. It's just sort of got to either do it right or not do it. So that's why I haven't bothered doing it. But right now I sort of wish I could show you my Arisaka rifle and show you some of the pieces that would sort of be interesting. Is sort of why I bring it up at this moment, because I do have a fairly nice either I think early, well, the war in China was going on for some time, so war production period, but I think it's pre-America, war with America. So, and there are some prototypes of semi-autos, but they really didn't get into production of those. No, I'm just looking around the screen here. Recovery rate. Anti-tank. Okay, we'll do that. Now, I know a few people who play multiplayer almost exclusively, and they've developed some house rules and things and different stuff. Now, I've heard of a situation where the U.S. player, well, at least the West Coast, he had abandoned from any sort of garrison forces and using his army to go, beat up on the Axis somewhere. And so it was sort of ungarrisoned. The Japanese invaded. Well, it's quite possible, and I don't know if the Black Ice people have limited the invasion distance for the transports. I don't think you can. So you can get across there, but what limits the invasion is controls of the sea. So if the U.S. player, whether human or AI, has some patrolling vessels out here and can keep the Japanese from getting across there, you can protect it quite well. But if the Japanese can get close enough with their fleets and sink that, and then they can invade. So I don't know what the AI is going to do. I mean, it's theoretical that if the US gets into the war with Germany, the AI can send all of its troops down to Africa and let them die of starvation or something. But if they're even halfway smart, I'm not planning on invading the U.S., but what I want to do is like mentioned, I want to be able to have my fleets, and I can show you some of the stuff I've organized up. And hey, this is a learning experience for me. As you know, I normally don't play large island nations, so I don't normally have a lot of fleets. I know I just got done playing Britain as in Hearts of Iron 3, but it's still similar. So, got some battleship sort of fleets here that I'm looking at using to control and operate in and around here. Initially, of course, in here, but the idea is if we can secure Hawaii fairly early on, then on some of these other islands, this can become the main position of a battle with the Americans. And we've also set up here 4-carrier fleet here with the fast battleships, keeping those going fast. 3 carriers, smaller, older, slower, ready to operate there. These are just new production that I gotta get into places. Well, you know, a single carrier out here patrolling from the Chinese War, but still. And here's another one. And down here, a small destroyer group, and 2 old carriers out here patrolling to be, you know, anti-convoy, anti-submarine type warfare stuff, though of course they'll be shifting around. Okay, so with all that fun and goodness, we got a couple of more carriers working here, coming through. Yamato class. You know, let's build another fast battleship. Let's get that started. Yeah. Okay, carrier focus, good. Naval Air Innovations, Naval Bomber Models, 35 days. Yeah, we'll take that. And now that we got that, let's see. We take it. That carrier model bonus. Shouldn't that? Or is it? Oh. It's not coded well. Because this they've blotted out. That we could do, but it's still awfully early. But that's not the carrier model. Okay, so it's just not coded well. Well, oh well. Some of these we should be getting, I think, a greater bonus. What's the year date? Yeah. Super carriers would be nice. We still have these that we want to do here. This will help dockyard output as well, so we'll do that. Gotta fight the production war as well as the frontline battle war. Well, I think that just, let's click into that. And to here. Now this is the new amphibious tank. Well, how are we doing for anti-tank guns? Okay. Good. So these are just went in and added same divisional out. Oh no, come all the way down here. Plus any tank weapons. Because we're facing at least a couple of light units, light tank units up here. You join with them, so we got some mountain troops here to we have a good mountain general here. Go right offensive. No, he's a marshal. I don't know, and I haven't gone and looked at. Sometimes well, I don't know whether they, when they're the marshals, I don't know if they have all of the. That logistics wizard thing looks good. Oh, maybe not. He's amphibious. Well, let's use the marshal here. We'll see if his traits come down. Alright, we can take one more division. So it looks like they moved their garrison out of Hong Kong and out of Guangzhou. Sure, I butchered that to some degree. Hideki Tojo criticized for weak foreign policy. We had the chance to strike against our enemies, but Hideki Tojo missed opportunities to strengthen Japan's position inherently. This is a signal that their claim to be acting in the interest of the Japanese people, mostly empty rhetoric, and our failure to pursue war may lead to expected. So what's going to happen? Political power, minus 30. This is interesting. National unity. This is interesting. Change popularity of fascists, minus 5%. Game base. How interesting. How interesting indeed. Take note of that. Not that we did pursue war. I think right now Japan would not have gone into World War II had they had effectively, obviously they would have set up a puppet regime like they did, but had they effectively taken out Japan, occupied Indochina, they wouldn't have had need to. If they were able to import sufficient resources, the only thing we're lost on a bit is aluminum. Okay, well, so let's continue our improvement for the war. So if we hit them before the end of March, okay, well, now that we've done this, okay, we can still go against the United Kingdom. We weren't planning on going after these guys in any way, so well, to move you a little closer to the action. And that's right, I wanted to move this up here, give them at least one destroyer escort. Oh, come on, get up there. Well, they're not both based in... They're both based in Tokyo. What? I don't know. Well, I guess we're not. Oh well. Now, let's see, naval commerce. Good. No. You go down there, good job, and you up here. So, ships, aircraft. Ships. Not being so optimistic that we're going to get aircraft down there. Yeah, all these out of Bismarck Sea. Yes, we are getting ready to go to war. Do what you can. You guys go out there. Okay, let's see now. Ooh. You guys out here. Really wish they'd do airports on a provincial basis, because we could, instead, because this is my only airfield for Greater Thailand here, and except for this thing here going off there, because we could easily put an air, small air bases to cover for like close air support and here and all that kind of good stuff. And I know it means a little more work on micromanaging it, but I think it's worth it. And like here, we could easily be building these air bases much further forward. So I'd love to put an air base down here. So I think all of Singapore, this is one state, and there's this one air base. I take this, Singapore loses all air power. When there's got to be air bases down there. That's just sort of the ridiculous thing about some of this. What they've chosen to do. Okay, let's go over to more naval stuff here. Okay, submarine fleet. You convoy escort, you're those. Oh. What are you? You I want to be controlling there. Okay. Because yes, I'm expecting when I go to war with Britain, the British allies are going to want to come to war with me. Very large fleet. Let's see where we can. Stick you. Let's go the Coral Sea. Maybe that'll get any sort of basing or transportation up and through here. We have at least most. Not right now worried about, because I knew there's a couple of like 2 submarine strong fleets. Let's move these guys here now. Get them going. You come down here. You. I gotta reorganize my great army here. No, not you. You, yeah. Gonna put those guys. Okay, well let's let the clock move a little bit on this. Let's see, we want to go up there. Just in case if we go to war with America, they want to come via the north. And they're all operating. Okay, naval air innovation is great. Belfast Blitz, German bombers attack Northern Irish, Bell City, Belfast. Okay, okay, well, too early for that, though I don't know if we Naval bomber models. Well, we're not doing this yet. Not until we've either forced to or Marshall, Kyushu, and Marcus Islands. Fighter and tactical bombers, those are nice. Super heavy battleship, I'm currently not planning on it. Yeah. Okay, we're done with most of the improvements, which will help supply our effort here. Now, I want to move you to the top. See, I hesitated to build any radar here because, well, if this turns out to be a long fought over front, it would be worth it. But because it's so large, such large air zones, I just sort of think if I can overrun them, it's just not going to be good here. Where the islands, because of the potentially persistent naval warfare, you know, submarines and aircraft intercepting each other and finding things, that's can be much better. Well, we're going to end this episode here. Probably next episode we're going to go to war in a major way again. I want to thank you all for watching. I want to thank you for liking the video. Do appreciate that, it helps. And of course, questions, comments, suggestions, ideas. This is a learning experience for me and I hope for you. And maybe like we just saw earlier in March with the Oops, You're a Naughty Boy event because you haven't gone to war. You can learn from my mistakes, but if you've learned something, I may not follow your advice either because sometimes you know, I play episode ahead 2 or 3 or something like that, and it may be sort of too late to take your advice, but other times I just may choose not to because I'm a fool. But I do want to hear it because I learn from it even if I don't take it, and other people can learn from it as well who read the comment section later. So I really appreciate all of you who give advice. I really do appreciate that. So see you next time for more Hearts of Iron.